And behold another beast, a second, like to a bear, and it raised up itself on one side, and it had 3 ribs in the mouth of it between the teeth of it. And they said thus unto it, Arise, devour much flesh. The word translated, like, is Strong's number 1821, dimmer. This word occurs only one other time in the Bible, and gives us a clue as to what this second beast is like. The only other occurrence of this word is in Daniel 3:25. 4 men, one like the Son of God, walking unhurt, in the fiery furnace. The word, dimmer, connects the second beast to the fiery furnace. Take note, that the word translated, like, in both Daniel 7:4 and 7:6 is a different Hebrew word than, dimmer, used here in 7:5. A very specific word, used only in these 2 verses, connect the second beast to the fiery furnace. The word translated, raised up, also means to arise, to come on the scene, and to set up. It would arise and be set up on one side. This indicates some sort of division or separation, one side from the other. It had 3 ribs in the mouth. The word translated, ribs, is only used once and comes from a word translated, beam and plank, as well as rib. The ribs were in the mouth of it, between the teeth of it. And they said thus unto it, Arise, devour much flesh. The electrical system fits the framework laid out, but is the second beast connected to a fiery furnace? Does electricity have any connection to fire? Is it in any way like fire? Benjamin Franklin, well known for his experiments with electricity, called the phenomenon electrical fire. In an excerpt from one of Franklin's letters he writes, We suppose, as aforesaid, that electrical fire is a common element. Franklin describes the flow of electrons as attracting the electrical fire, and giving the fire. From a 1931 edition of Popular Mechanics. The first electric light was called an electric candle. And goes on to compare electricity to fire, claiming electric power does all that fire did, and much more. The units of measurement of electric light are lumens, candela, candlefoot. A lumen is equal to the light emitted from one candle. What would an electrician call a wire charged with electricity? Those wires are actually called hot. Strong's number 1821, dimmer, connects the second beast to the fiery furnace. Dimmer only appears twice, in the verse describing the second beast and again in the account of the 4 men in the fiery furnace. Dimmer shares Strong's number 1821 with the Greek word, exapostolo. It means, to send forth, to dispatch on a service or agency, to send forth, as a pervading influence. The association between fire and the second beast is in the word. It is, like, fire. These two verses are connected through Strong's number 1821, exapostolo, a verb meaning, to send forth. When was electricity sent forth from the realm of natural phenomenon and into the hands of man to produce power for doing work? In 1821, Michael Faraday made a breakthrough in electricity with his invention of the electric motor. His experiments and invention of the electric motor formed the foundation of modern, electromagnetic technology. Beginning in 1821 with Faraday's electric motor, electricity has arisen as the foundation of the modern world. It has devoured, swallowed up, or consumed much of humanity. It has indeed devoured much flesh. The world is literally swallowed up in electronics and electric waves of all types. The electric fire that Benjamin Franklin sought after has devoured the whole world. But is it even possible for the world to be set on fire and people not even know it? Therefore he hath poured upon him the fury of his anger, and the strength of battle, and it hath set him on fire round about, yet he knew not, and it burned him, yet he laid it not to heart. As we continue, keep in mind that most electronics have small amounts of gold and silver in them. Phones, TVs, computers, even printers have gold and silver within them. Your gold and silver is cankered, and the rust of them shall be a witness against you, and shall eat your flesh as it were fire. Ye have heaped treasure together for the last days. Cankered is defined as to infect with a pervasive and corrupting bitterness. The word translated rust is Strong's 2447. It is translated 2 other times as poison. Another look at James 5:3. Your gold and silver is cankered, or pervasively bitter, and the rust, or poison, of them shall be a witness, or testify, against you, and shall eat, or devour your flesh. How will the rust, this poison, devour your flesh? It will devour your flesh like fire. The world is literally burning bright, with the fire of electric light. The Hebrew word translated, Sodom, is Strong's number 5467. This word means, burning. The Greek Strong's 5467 is the word chalpos. It is translated, perilous. This know also, that in the last days perilous times shall come. For their vine is of the vine of Sodom, and of the fields of Gomorrah. Their grapes are grapes of gall. their clusters are bitter. Their wine is the poison of dragons, and the cruel venom of asps. The second beast has arisen and devoured much flesh. How can we hope to walk in the midst of the fire and not be burned? He answered and said, Lo, I see 4 men loose, walking in the midst of the fire, and they have no hurt, and the form of the 4th is like the Son of God. Jesus Christ is the Son of God. He can be with us in the furnace and protect us from the flame. Jesus, in his own words, from John chapter 15. I am the true vine, and my Father is the husbandman. Abide in me, and I in you. As the branch cannot bear fruit of itself, except it abide in the vine, no more can ye, except ye abide in me. If a man abide not in me, he is cast forth as a branch, and is withered, and men gather them, and cast them into the fire, and they are burned. If ye abide in me, and my words abide in you, ye shall ask what ye will, and it shall be done unto you. If ye keep my commandments, ye shall abide in my love, even as I have kept my Father's commandments, and abide in his love. It is clear, keep his commandments, and you shall abide in the true vine. Those who do not keep his commandments will be cast into the fire and burned. As you walk in this world, devoured by electric flames, remember these scriptures. Remember, this modern world fits within the framework of the prophecies written thousands of years ago. Remember therefore, how thou hast received and heard, and hold fast, and repent. If therefore thou shalt not watch, I will come on thee as a thief, and thou shalt not know what hour I will come upon thee. Behold, all ye that kindle a fire, that compass yourselves about with sparks, walk in the light of your fire, and in the sparks that ye have kindled. This shall ye have of mine hand, ye shall lie down in sorrow. Wherefore, behold, the days come, saith the Lord, that I will do judgment upon her graven images, and through all her land the wounded shall groan. Though Babylon should mount up to heaven, and though she should fortify the height of her strength, yet from me shall spoilers come unto her, saith the Lord.